Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Susie. I greet you all according to your time and your location. So I know a lot of you might be thinking that why wasn't I listening to my family? Yes, I wasn't listening to them because I was lacking a lot at home. When my grandparents were alive, I felt so loved. And when they passed away, I felt so unloved, so alone. I felt like I was in this world alone. I felt like I wasn't having anybody. And so I was lacking a lot at home. And so, on my way of searching for who to love me, this is when I went to met that person. And so the person showed me a lot of love. Since my grandfather died, no one told me again that they loved me. No one told me I was intelligent. No one told me anything. Like, no one tried to make me feel important. What I just wanted was my mom to give me a hug. My mom to tell me that, yes, she feels my pain. I just wanted my mom to show me that I am that precious to her. I just wanted her to tell me that, to let me know that she loves me, I was important, and also she understand my pain. But guys, it didn't happen. And so this person happens to be the next person who was giving me all of these things that I was lacking. And so he was so important to me to the extent that I was ready to fight my mom and my family for him. Yes. And so this is how the person and her Aya has to separate, because he felt like we were fighting nothing, because my family will never allow us to be together, and so we are just fighting for nothing, and so we need to go our separate ways. And so in the process of me trying to stay away from him, I felt so weak inside and outside. Mentally, emotionally, I was so down, so weak, to the extent that everything was just crying, crying, crying for me. I can cry from night to morning to night. And so this was how I'll go to a nearby school around our place. I'll just go and stay in that school and be crying and crying and crying until, and when all of these things started to happen, because I wasn't strong emotionally and all of that, people took a lot of advantage of me. Several times people took advantage of me, because I was there, I was in the school crying a day, and a guy came and met me at that place. And the guy asked me why was I crying, because he has been seeing me in this place several times, and I was here crying all alone. What was the reason? And so, because I was confused, if you just ask me what was my problem, I'll just try to narrate everything to you. And so this was how I narrated everything to this guy. And then the guy told me that he was going to be my friend. And so I was happy to see that I was having at least someone is going to be my friend. This guy was my friend until one day I went to visit him, because I wasn't feeling that comfortable at home. All the time I'm always outside. I'm always at friends place. I can go out and I don't feel like coming home, because I don't feel safe at home. I don't feel comfortable. Hmm. Sometimes parents, all your child ever wanted was all your child ever wanted from you was to hear you saying you love them. Sometimes this is just what your child just wants. And so this is how the guy invited me, that when I'm about to go to church, I should come to his house so that me and him will go to church together. And I said, okay. So, guys, this is how I went to this guy's house, and the guy took advantage of me. The guy raped me, and so when that happens, he made me believe that he loved me, and he was scared of saying it. He didn't know how to say it. And that was the reason why he did what he did. And so then I wasn't that strong emotionally and all of that. I stupidly believed him. And then I used to trust people so easily. Whatever you tell me, I'll just believe you. And so I stupidly believed this guy, and we started to date. So this is when the guy also started to abuse me verbally and emotionally. He would say stupid and harsh words to me, and because I wasn't that strong emotionally, even though he was abusing me, but I didn't have the strength to leave the relationship. And so I was still in the relationship, suffering. Hmm. This is how he would tell me that I have flat bottoms. This is how he would tell me that when I'm looking in the mirror, I don't know how annoying it is to him. So he abused me for a very long time until one day he told me that when I was still in school, he tried to speak to me for a very long time, but then he was scared of talking to me. And so it was as if him and somebody bet. They went on a bet that he will be able to win my heart, because then a lot of people used to think that I am somebody you cannot come close to. I am not easy to approach. Hmm. And so I didn't know I was a bet to him. So him and somebody bet that he will get access to me, and the person told him he can't. And so now he has won. And so this is the time for him to abuse me. And he didn't even tell me that he was having a girlfriend. No. I asked him, "Are you dating?" He told me he was single. And so I said, okay. This is how one day I went to visit him, and in the afternoon, somebody was just knocking at the door when the person just came. the person started to insult me. I was confused because I don't know this person. You just came. Why are you insulting me? I didn't know that was the girlfriend. And so when I try to leave the relationship at this time, I have to I have to gather some strength to leave the relationship. This is how this guy went and called his mom. At the beginning, my family didn't know that I was even in a different relationship because I was so weak to the extent that to them they didn't even know that I'll survive. So he called his mom, and his mom came to our house, and then I didn't even know that that was his mom. When they came, their mom just asked him to be on his knees. So and he started begging me that I should forgive him. And so because of his mom, I forgave him, and then we continued to date. So we were still dating, and this is how he was roaming about telling people that my family has disowned me because I narrated what I was going through to him. And also, he felt like how I loved the first person, I wasn't going to love him. So because of that, he was just treating me anyhow. And so my life was a living hell at home, in that relationship. And so it wasn't easy because I was still so in love with that guy, and I didn't want to let go of the relationship because when this guy was abusing me, I was just missing the one that my family didn't agree for me to be with. And this is how, since that person that I just first loved, no man has ever made me feel important again like he did. Everybody will just take advantage of me and they will leave. Hmm. I know it's hard, and I don't cry again because I've got to realize that none of these people deserve my tears. And so I don't have to cry because of them again. So this is how life has been a living hell. So, guys, let's talk about the church. People in the church, stop spreading people's secrets. The fact that my mom trusted you, my mom trusted the church, people in the church, that was the reason why she went to share my secrets and my issues to them. But then they took advantage of it. They made me feel so exposed. People in the church are so judgmental. People in the church just just abuse people anyhow without thinking of your emotions, without thinking you are human. This is how people in the church abuses me to the extent that I thought I wasn't good enough. I was thinking I am the most sinful person on this planet because of how the church treat people in the church treated me. This is how people in the church all of a sudden started to have prophecies about my life. When my mom hasn't told anybody about me, nobody had prophecy. All of a sudden, every day they will try to prophesy about my life. They will try to prophesy on me. They will tell my mom will be telling me. So this is how I have to tell my mom that, Mom, please, I beg you, don't tell me anything about any prophecy again. Just allow me to live my life as somebody who don't have a spiritual eye. Let me just live my life as I'm seeing it in front of me. And so that was how I told my mom. This is how one day we went to church and this guy has to call me. They say he was a prophet. And this guy has to tell me that the Lord has the Lord has tell him that he should the Lord told him that he should tell me that he doesn't have his hands on me and my life again. This is something that nobody deserves to hear. And this was how I started to die again in silence even more. For God to say that he doesn't care of you again, that was really deep and serious. But this guy just said it just like that. He didn't care how I was going to feel. Fake prophecies everywhere. I know a lot of people has been asking me, why was I not going to church? Yes. If I didn't leave the church, I would have gone mad. I would have lose myself. I would have lose my sanity. How can you tell me such a thing? How can my mom tell you about her daughter and the next thing the church people in the church can do to me was to abuse me? Instead of you to try to show me the right way, you are abusing me, you are taking advantage of me. Hmm. I'm so pissed right now. Whenever I try to think of all of what they put me through. How can a pastor's wife tell a small girl that she shouldn't, we are not coming to the church to look for men? How, if I am to be your daughter and somebody told me this and you hear about it, how would you feel as a mom? You just abuse people the way you want and you expected them to respect you again. This is how all people contributed to my life and my story, to the extent that I started to think my mom didn't love me. I started to doubt my mother's love. And also, because me thinking my mom wasn't loving me, because of that, even if somebody did anything or they wronged me, they abused me, I wasn't able to tell her because I felt she wasn't going to fight for me. I felt she wasn't going to do anything about it. And so I was keeping things inside me and I was dying in silence. I died in silence for so long, so many years. so many years. So many years I died in silence. A lot of people will see me smiling. I know. I will go to school. Sometimes I'll go to school and I'll be crying. I'll just go to school and I'll be crying in the morning. And also, my mom, I know as a mom, you have this fear in you. You want your child to come out and grow to, you want your child to grow the way you, a mother, want her to grow. But sometimes the way you go about it will turn out to be not to be the right way, because I was searching for love and I thought I had. When I said I was looking for love, I don't mean relationship wise. No. I was searching for love in general. I thought, because of how I was brought up with love, I thought everybody was that loving as the way my grandparents were. And so my mom, I know it wasn't her fault, because yes, then there used to be, why is it that I'm not like my sisters? But please, parents, all your children are not the same. Some are emotionally strong, some are emotionally matured, others are not like that. And to me, I wasn't lucky, and so I wasn't emotionally strong. But I didn't deserve what I went through. I didn't deserve the way people abused me. I didn't deserve what the church did to me. I didn't deserve any of that. I didn't choose to be that way. I didn't choose to be that kind of a person. I truly wish, and I'm still wishing, I'm like my sisters. But this is how God created me, and I cannot change it. And so, when someone asks me, I remember a lot of people will ask me, why is it I'm not going to church again? Yes, I have to leave the church. If I didn't leave the church, I'll go crazy, I'll go insane. Because the way they were pushing me, I would have insulted any of them. And I didn't want that to happen. I know my mom used some harsh words on me, and it's not her fault. Hmm. This is how one day I have to go to the church. And before I will stop going to the church, yes. How can I go to church and you'll be abusing me, not thinking I'm human? And so one day I just went to the church and I went straight to one of the pastors and I told him that I'm not coming to church again. He was like, why? And so he was surprised, and then he called my mom and told my mom that, hey, Obani so ma sorry be muade. And so they have to call my elder brother. And so my elder brother and my mom was asking me what was the reason. I just said, when I come to church, I'm not comfortable. I feel so lonely. I feel so depressed. I feel like I'm not, because when I go to church, I feel so unwelcome. I feel like I'm not in the church. I'm at a place that I don't know anybody and they just put me there. And so I have to just leave the church. My mom tried to make me see things in a different way, but then I just felt like that was the time or never. If I didn't leave at that time, I didn't know what was going to happen to me. And so I just told my mom, sorry, I have to leave the church. And so this is how I left the church. After I left the church, I gave out all the clothes I was using to go to church. I gave it all out so that I will know that anything concerning that church is not with me again. That was how bad they treated me. I gave all clothes that I was going to church. I gave everything out to people. After I did that, I felt so calm. I started to feel myself again. Sorry, guys. This is so hard for me. It's so hard. Hmm. And so, this is how some of them will see you and they will be asking you, these days we don't see you at church. What happened? I'll just say, yes, next week I'll come. Then I'll leave. So, this is how the church treated me. They abused me. I'm not saying I'm not going to attend church again. I'm not saying God is not there. God is there. But then I have to, if I'm to, if I'm to think of going to church, it has to be a place that they will love me. It has to be a place that they won't judge me like my former church did. I just want to tell my mom that I'm so sorry to be a child that demanded for too much attention. I'm so sorry, mom. But then I wish I am not this kind of a person. I wish I'm like my sisters, to be frank. I just wish like I'm like my sisters. I'll not cry again. It's okay. So guys, I'm getting emotional. I don't want to cry. So let me just stop here and let's continue some other time. So guys, like my video, leave a positive comment, share my video and subscribe to my channel. So see you some other time. I love you guys. Bye.